Hi everybody. I'm your host today, and today we will be talking about rotational order. You know, whenever you're smoking with your friends and there's always that awkward decision, well, not necessarily awkward, but that semi-difficult decision as to who gets what hit and in what order. Well, first off, whoever owns the weed gets greens. Every time. First hit for buyer. If more than one person contributes to it, whoever contributed the most gets first hit. Okay. If you all contributed the same amount, then it goes on to the next factor. The next factor is who rolled it. If you rolled it, the roller gets the first hit if you paid an equal amount. But if one person solely owns all the weed, then they get first hit, then the roller. Now, there's another factor. The third factor would be, whose house is it? Okay, so say it's your weed, but somebody else's house, and then somebody else rolled it. Buyer gets first hit, roller gets second hit, house owner gets third. Unfortunately, yes, that's the way it goes. Different people have different methods of doing this, different policies, whatever. This is just mine. Okay, if more than one person contributed to the weed, but the owner of the house didn't because they contributed to the house, then the homeowner gets second hit. First hit goes to the roller, and then highest payer down. Just the way we do it. You can vary it if you'd like, but mainly purchaser first, roller second, homeowner third. That's the general rule. It's a good bit to cover if there's so many different possibilities as to who could have paid what, who could own what, all that. If there's not a roller involved and you're using a pipe or a bong, then that's a different story. Buyer, of course, still gets first hits. Then homeowner gets second. Then bong or pipe owner gets third. Okay, now that's basically the general rule as to who gets first and second hit, or greens and deuces, as we call it. Okay, now there's some other things. He who owns the house picks the music. If you don't own the house, shut up. Okay. That's as simple as that. There's no exception to that. Homeowner gives up his privileges, that's his choice. Okay. Let's see. Let me think here. Food. He who buys the food gets to pick what everyone eats. If everyone goes in on the food, then you should just get a variety of snacks. Now, there's tons of variations to all of this, as anybody would know. But that's about the basics of it. Me and my friends, we typically tend to pass the joint or blunt or pipe or whatever counterclockwise. It's just whatever your preference is. I've seen it go both ways. There's no specific way to do it. Some may use the factor of, at one time in life I heard something about left, like if you get just your left ear pierced, it's gay or something, so you wouldn't want to go counterclockwise because that's left and gay. Okay, I've never heard that in the sense of smoking weed, that is, but the rotational direction is up to you guys. But the first three hits, or greens and deuces, first two, varies on purchaser and homeowner and roller. If no one owns a home, you just go by roller purchaser. Let's see. Okay, if you complain about the quality of the weed or the fact that you got skipped, then if you complain about the quality of the weed and you didn't pay for it, didn't contribute to it, didn't roll it, and it's not your house, shut up. Okay. was I saying? Okay. Uh, if you were skipped, then you will be allowed to hold it longer the next time it gets back to you. Okay, simple as that. If you hold the piece, if it's a bong or a pipe, you can hold it for around a minute or two. Well, around 1 minute exactly. Of course, you're not going to have a timer timing everyone, but the general rule is you hold it for a minute, pass it. Even if you're too busy talking or whatever, if you hold it for over a minute, you lose your turn. That's just your loss. Now, if it's a joint or a blunt, it's puff, puff, pass. Puff, puff, pass. If it's just you and one other friend, 2 people, then it's as many hits ahead as you guys decide on. You can do multiple hits, not even count. Now, if you have 4 or 5 people sitting in a circle and you only have 1 blunt, then the general rule is either big puff or just puff, puff, pass. All up to you and how much you have. Okay. If you slobber on the pipe, you slobber on the bong, you slobber on the blunt, you slobber on the joint, whatever, you will be banned from that circle, or banned from rotation, until the next one is rolled or packed. May seem unfair, but keep your mouth dry. Nobody wants to make out with you. If you start acting gay, you lose the circle completely until they let you back in, which could be up to them. You may not get back in. You may just have to sit there and watch it go by you. 2, don't break the order of rotation. Just don't do it. That's why people sit in a circle. So if you're passing it in a circle and then someone's like, oh, I got skipped, don't stand up and hand it to them. They can wait. It may be a little unfair, but like I said, they should get to hold it a little longer if they got skipped. Because if you start standing up and passing it in all different weird patterns, then somebody may either not get it at all, or the fact that you're just wasting energy by standing up constantly and getting in everybody's face by passing it like that is annoying. Owner of the weed also gets to decide how much is packed and how much is used. And if you complain to the owner of the weed about how much they are not using, then you need to go fuck off. Simple as that. Let's see. If music is on and everybody's just relaxed, laying back, trying to listen to music, don't start a conversation. Okay? You start a conversation while it is still in rotation and everybody is still in that lively, happy, talky mood. But once everybody is stoned, please shut up. Because nobody can understand what your stoned ass is talking about. Do not raid people's kitchens. That's rude. But if you're stoned, and there's exceptions to that one. But still, don't eat everybody's food up. It's wrong. Let's see. If there's a bottle of water around, cottonmouth. First off, waterfall it. If you're sharing waterfall it. End of discussion. Don't backwash. Nobody wants that shit. Just like you don't slobber on the joint. You will have cottonmouth and have to deal with it when they take the water away from you. For order of rotation, music, or who gets to pick it, that's about it. If you're smoking in a car, road trip, the music is generally picked by the driver and the driver only. Everybody else in the car does not get a say. If you were taking turns driving, you will get your turn eventually. Unless you were just a shitty driver and they don't want you driving, then you just have to bring an iPod and deal with it. Smoking in a car. That's another lesson for another day. We'll go over that later. But as for now, I believe I've covered the basis of greens, deuces, and so on, as well as music and simple group smoking etiquette. That should be all for now. So, until next time.